Las Vegas Raiders have arguably the top two wide receiver duo in the NFL, the top two receivers on their roster, and guys like obviously Davante Adams and Hunter Renfrow. I get that. Going to be very explosive this year. They're going to do a lot of different things on offense. They honestly, with the weapons they have right now, if they can get the offensive line shored up, will put up 30 points a game. Like, there's no debate in my mind. Like, at least 25 a game with a guy like Carr. Just got his contract extension. No more excuses. All those guys. But there is one player. It's almost all coming together. But there's one player, to me, that really needs to step up. Now, this is not a shot at a guy like Bryan Edwards, but we're talking about, again, possibly the best wide receiver duo in the entire NFL, and we've seen it, even especially last year with teams like the Bengals, who are, run three wide receivers deep, and guys like Tyler Boyd, Jamar Chase, and all that. We get it. But at the end of the day, I think what it really does come down to is the fact that the Raiders need a third wide receiver. They need a guy that's not probably going to catch more than 50 passes next year, maybe 60. And probably going to be that 800-yard to 5-touchdown guy if everything goes according to plan. Bryan Edwards needs to be that guy. Now, I know they brought in some guys during the offseason, but no. Bryan Edwards led, I think he has the most catches or most receptions in South Carolina history or something like that in the University of South Carolina, the Gamecocks, whatever. There's a reason for that. This man is a good wide receiver. He's a very good player, and I think we saw flashes. It was consistency for him because we saw flashes where he's like, okay, there's our wide receiver we drafted in the third round a couple of years back. But then there was also other spots where you're like, okay, is there a chance that maybe we could just feed this guy, like just give him a couple of screams, something. It just wasn't nearly enough consistency. And I get it. You're trying to feed a lot of other players, but at the end of the day, obviously Davante Adams and Hunter Renfrow, you got kind of a guy in Davante Adams that can do it all. Hunter Renfrow is kind of that same guy, but I would put more of Hunter Renfrow in that almost a possession receiver, more of like a guy that you can just look for as a security blanket. But if those two guys are covered, you need to have a guy that can come and go ahead and take the top off the defense or at least be reliable. And I think Bryan Edwards needs to be that guy. You cannot just have an offense with two wide receivers. It just won't work. I mean, if you look at his first 2 years here in the NFL, first year was kind of shaky. This last year, caught 34 passes for 571 yards and 3 touchdowns. I think he could be a candidate to have a big year this year, and I think he needs to because, again, I really feel like the Raiders shouldn't focus their draft capital on trying to draft a receiver in the third round, or even this draft. If it was, obviously you're probably going to have to in the later rounds. Maybe a guy like Velus Jones Jr. or somebody. I don't know. But at the end of the day, a guy like Bryan Edwards is a guy that I'm really looking to step up here because, if you can get him, Davante Adams, Hunter Renfrow, Darren Waller, like it literally becomes a question of who you're going to guard. And I know if he doesn't step up, you still got guys like Darren Waller, but at the end of the day, you want a guy like Bryan Edwards caliber that can make plays, that can stretch the field long, that can go up and get those 50-50 balls. You need to be able to have that guy. And I think, moving forward, there's going to be competition in camp. There's going to be competition in a whole lot of different places. But I think at the end of the day, you want the guys on your roster to be able to fill those roles and to be able to fill those specific needs. And I think Bryan Edwards is that guy for the Raiders. Again, a former third-round pick here. You actually have big, high hopes for him. Hate to do a Panic at the Disco reference there, but I do think he's a guy that you could definitely expect to have a big year. And obviously there's going to be some competition, like I said, with Tyrone Johnson, also Mac Hollins, DJ Turner. But at the end of the day, even DeMarcus Robinson, I think he is going to be a very good player. He's going to be definitely in the mix. But Bryan Edwards, year 3, this needs to be it. There needs to be an alarm bell that goes off that, hey, if I don't catch more than 50 passes this year, it might not be good. So, and I get it. At the same time, there's only so much you can do with something like 59 targets he got last year. I get it. But at the end of the day, when you do get your opportunity, I mean, every last snap needs to be going towards making sure that you take advantage of it. I think Bryan Edwards knows that he's that guy, that can really sprout for this Las Vegas Raiders offense. And I think he can do a lot of different things for him, but it's about the fact that he's probably not going to get the ball a ton, especially with those two guys at number 1 and number 2, respectively, or 1A and 1B. Let's be real. But Bryan Edwards needs to step up, really needs to help put this Las Vegas Raiders offense over the top because, again, you got those boys, those 4 targets there, plus Josh Jacobs in the backfield. It's going to be a lot of fun. DeMarcus Robinson, too. Oh, man, this Raiders offense is going to be a lot of fun. But yeah, I think Bryan Edwards needs to step up for the Las Vegas Raiders. But let us know what you guys think. Make sure you guys like and subscribe down below. Leave a like and a comment. It helps people find the show, and we greatly appreciate all the support that we've gotten and continue to get. You guys are all truthfully awesome. We love every single one of you. In the description down below, you'll find all of our social media platforms, so give us a like and a follow there. Also, remember to give us a listen and sub on iTunes. And finally, if you have anything else you'd like us to cover, send us an email at thesportsbp@yahoo.com. or put it in the comment section down below, and we would love to cover it. But let us know what you guys think about Bryan Edwards needing to step up for the Las Vegas Raiders.